Hi, my name is Bran, and I am upset. This is going to be a rant video. I don't know if I'm going to put a funny little skit on this, because I've been doing that lately, and I do enjoy those. But I'm just kind of upset, so I'm just going to talk, because we have some major issues with the state of Dead by Daylight that I feel like it's gotten out of hand, and I'm just, quite frankly, just tired of dealing with it. And if there's anything I've done best on the channel, something that has brought me a lot of you guys into my lovely home, my lovely community, is just me just ranting about things. So, yeah, go and get started. I think Dead by Daylight has an extremely awful problem that I don't know if it's always been this way, because I've only been here since 2020, so I don't know for sure. I don't know if it's always been this way, but DBD has this tremendous problem with people who just don't fucking like playing the fucking video game, Now, this could be, you know, segmented into a lot of different things. Obviously, there's a conversation about content creators that hate this game and nonstop complain about this game while they play it and continue to make content about it. That's its own can of worms, because technically, if those people do content creation as their JMegalolB, their job, then yeah, it's kind of hard to just quit and move on to a new game. So even though while I still think it's like really unhealthy and still not something you should do, I think it makes a little bit more sense that they're a little bit glued to the game. But there are people in this video game, a lot of them on the Survivor side, and I'm not saying that to be a side v side guy, but a lot of them are on Survivor for some reason, that just play this game like it's a 9 to 5, and they hate it. They despise it. They hate the video game. They hate almost every killer they face, and they play this game like it's their job. Like it's their job. They hop on and they play it all day, and they do nothing but complain and whine and bitch the whole time. And I'm like, if you're not even getting paid for this, why are you doing it? The reason I'm even talking about this is because I had a very, very interesting interaction on my stream. It was some chill games I was doing after the Xeno streak. Usually when I'm doing the Xeno streak, I like to open with a couple of dailies to just kind of warm up. Then I try to add like 5 to 10 games to the Xenomorph streak. And then when it gets to near the end of the stream, like an hour left, I just kind of start playing like fun killers that I don't play very often, because it's just like I'm just kind of mentally spent from playing as hard as I can all day. And I do enjoy that, like I mentioned in the other video, but I chill on characters I don't play very often. And one of the characters I was trying to play again is Hillbilly. If you guys don't know the history of this channel, I was a Hillbilly main, an Overheat Hillbilly main, before Xenomorph came out. That was like the main character I was good at and I enjoyed. So I, you know, in the sake of nostalgia, hopped on Billy again. And if you guys were not aware of that era of when I made Hillbilly, I didn't play Billy exceptionally seriously. I kind of just threw for funny curves and that sort of thing, because I don't know, I just liked flips and stuff, and then I still do. See the Xeno compilation. But I'm not getting to my point very well. But my point being is I decided to hop on Hillbilly, and I had a match on Pale Rose where I was just doing my thing. I was just going for crazy curves. There was one person that was crouch teching me. I was like, "You will perish, crouch techer," and I just like chased them down. It was not a serious game by any means, especially since it was off streak hours. I just kind of like play however I want to on off streak hours. So clearly not trying, clearly not sweating. There was a Steve I ran into that I was just going for like the most absurd curves that I could, like curves that are only possible if he messes up. Thankfully, well, I guess unthankfully, depending on how the situation ends up going, as we're about to find out, he was not dumb. He did not fall for a lot of the dumb tricks I was doing, like 360 saws. I was trying to S-curve and stuff. He just didn't fall for that stuff, which is fine. Totally fine. Good on him. That's awesome. And despite the fact that I had a pretty good lead on the team, I ended up throwing the rest of the game going for hee-hee, ha-ha, funny chainsaws in places that I realistically could not get them. Which, you know, if you guys play Survivor, which I play Survivor 70-30, that's just me. But some of you do play Survivor that watch this channel more than you play Killer. For those of you guys that play Survivor and play it often, I feel like most people in this room right now that play Survivor would love and enjoy a Hillbilly that just didn't care about winning and just went for silly zany stuff. Especially considering the fact that Hillbilly got extremely buffed to be potentially a top 3 killer in the game now. He is that good. And a lot of people play Hillbilly really intensely now. A lot of people would probably die for a Hillbilly game against someone who was kind of playing more chill and just going for crazy shots. And for some reason, we get to the end game, and this Steve is mad. He's salty. He's complaining. He's like, "Bro, you're trash. Bro, I don't think you know how to use that chainsaw. P31 and for what?" Like, he's angry. He's upset. And I legitimately just, I'm like, okay, I have I have no idea what you want. I do not get it. Like, I spend literally 3 full gens just messing around, going for shots that I know I can't hit, but just maybe I could. Maybe if you mess up a tiny bit, maybe it's possible. Just having fun, just chilling, and you're mad. You're upset. This has somehow pissed you off. Me going for silly, funny, zany shots and not attempting to win the game. Keep in mind, I was still running slowdown. I could have won the game. I could have just put myself in a better position and actually won, but I chose not to because it would have been funny if I hit that shot. I didn't end up hitting it, but it would have been fun. And this guy's still mad. This guy's still pissed off in the end game and like trash talking the whole time. And he's just, it's not even like a haha, you're so bad. He did throw a lot of that in, but he was like legitimately angry. He was legitimately frustrated that I spent the latter half of the game just throwing for something silly. And it is to this point that I begin to quote The Notebook. Isn't his character Noah? Ryan Gosling's character, he's like, what do you want? What do you want? You know, he says that. He's like, what do you want? He says that, right? Because generally, what do you want at this point? I do not know. I do not know what people want at this point. Because, like, I don't know. I do not know what you want. I do not know what you want at this point. If killers sweat, so they're bringing 3, 4 slowdown, playing like they're in a win streak, you're mad, you're upset, and you wish killers wouldn't sweat so much. And then you finally run into a killer who's playing like a top 3, top 5 character, and they don't sweat, and they throw for funny hee hee ha ha shots instead of attempting to win, and you're just mad anyway. Respectfully, why are you playing this fucking video game? I don't know how else to phrase it. I know it's coming off very mean, very frustrated, but like genuinely, like I'm just tired of it. Like legitimately, what the f do you want from this video game? If you're not being paid to play it, why are you fucking on it? I know it's like, I know this, like, you know, leads into bigger stuff like the give up epidemic and stuff like that, but I've already made like 13 million videos about that, so I'm not going to keep milking that train. You know, at this point, I'm just, it's still prevalent, but I don't want to keep going back to it. But it's just like, why do you queue up? Why do you play this fucking game? If you're not being paid to play it, why do you do it? Why do you do it? There are people who hop on this game and grind it out for hours and hours and hours and do not enjoy it. They don't enjoy if the killer sweats. They don't enjoy if the killer plays nice. They're just mad the whole time. Why are you here? I used to get really upset back in the day. There's actually a video that's really, really old on this channel of me talking about like, just uninstall the game if you're not enjoying it, as just like a mentality. And I actually was firmly against it because I'm like, I think it removes the conversation of why is the game so unenjoyable that people want to leave it. That was my whole take, but I was like my first year content creating, so like a little naive, right? Now I just want those people to go away. I have completely swapped sides on that. Just go away. Please uninstall this video game. I get that DBD may have been your thing at one point. It may not even be the state of the game. It might even be the state of the meta. It could just be like in your first 100, 200 hours it was fun. And now that you have 1,000 hours, you've built up some MMR, the game's too sweaty for you. Quit the fucking game. Get out of here. If the game's not for you anymore, leave. Don't make it my problem because I still like the game. I still like going for hee hee ha ha chainsaw curves. I still like going for fun tail attacks that I can put in the compilation. I like pushing myself on Xenomorph now, trying to see if I can get a new win streak that's the best one that's in that win streak Discord. Like that's me right now. I still enjoy the game. I'm still having a great time with the game itself. But if you don't enjoy it, it's not my fucking problem. I know it's kind of like, I guess, kind of cold and heartless, I guess. I don't know, sue me. But like, it's not my problem, the personal issues you have with this video game. You know what happens when I stop enjoying a video game? I stop fucking playing it. It's wild, dude. There's plenty of games that I can't get through just because I either get bored or just stop enjoying myself. And there are games that like people are like, no, bro, this is one of the best games of all time. You got to get through it. Like Pathologic, couldn't finish Pathologic, bored out of my mind. A lot of people are like, bro, what? But Pathologic's like a super important game. I'm like, cool, but like, I was just bored, so I just stopped playing it, regardless of what people felt about it. What was that one game that one big streamer played? I got a lot of crap for not enjoying that one. Yeah, sorry, back. I just didn't even remember the name of it. Fear and Hunger. Fear and Hunger. Was not a big fan of the Fear and Hunger series. Not a big fan. I know a lot of big streamers play it, a lot of big streamers. Not for me. Never completed it. Because I don't care what people think of me. I don't care how much time I've invested in it. I don't know. I don't care about, like, the people I disappoint by not liking the same game that everybody else likes. I don't enjoy it. So I'm going to stop playing it because my mental health and happiness and enjoyment is more important than a fucking game. Wild concept. But you have these people that just like, you know, we talk about doom scrolling when it comes to social media. People that just like doom queue and Dead by Daylight despite having the worst time in the universe. And they just doom queue and doom queue and doom queue and doom queue. And it's like, bro, what the f are you doing? It's so unhealthy. And I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. I know there's a greater conversation we can have and a longer video we can have that isn't a rant that's probably more well put together about like sunk cost fallacy, addiction to video games and all that, but it's just like for some reason it's really, really intense in the Dead by Daylight community that it feels like every other player I meet just despises the game, and I don't know why you keep playing it. And it's like this is not good for me, right? Like content creators should be encouraging people to play the game that they, you know, make their money from as much as possible. Because the more people on the game means more people that, you know, are viewing their content and there go like, you know, making you ad money, subbing to your Twitch, all that wonderful stuff. But I'm like, I think your mental health is more important. Hot take. I think your mental health is more important. I think I want you to be happy. There's plenty of people that come into my chat every day who are just like, yeah, I haven't played DBD in like 2 months. I just come in to watch you every once in a while. I'm like, hell yeah. I'll play DBD for you so you don't have to. Because I think your brain and your general wellness is more important. And my question to you would just be like, why? Why do you think this is such a pervasive issue with the Dead by Daylight community? Why do people hate game this game so much without getting paid? There are people I know that have like 10 P100s and they despise the video game and don't make content on the game. They don't make money and they don't enjoy the game. Why do you have like 7, 10 P100s? Why? What are you doing? It's one of those things where like, yeah, I try to have as much empathy as possible because like we talked about, this situation is multi-layered, right? Like there's a lot of reasons people won't quit a game that they're not enjoying that is not necessarily fully their fault. I get that. But it's just like, I think it's just gets so aggravating and frustrating because people make it my problem. People make it my problem. Like I was telling people that I was so fed up today. I was piping off in the game chat. People just be like, well, I didn't have a good game. I'm like, cool, that's not my problem. GG's, hope your attitude improves. Like, oh, well, I didn't have a good game. Cool, I didn't ask. So GG's, good luck next. Like, dude, I am not a professional therapist. I am not equipped to handle whatever unhealthy, terrible relationship you have with this game. Please don't put it on me in the end game chat. Please stop being weird in game. Stop being weird in the end game chat. It is not my problem. It's not anybody else's problem you play with. It is a you problem, and you need to figure it out. And I just can't wrap my brain around why people willingly subject themselves to a game that they actively despise. Honestly, I think, hot take, this is maybe how this video is already fairly long. Maybe this hot take, maybe what we'll end on here is, I think you like the game more than you're willing to admit. I think you love this game more than you're willing to admit. I think it's the cool thing to hate DBD because there's a lot of things to hate about it, whether that be like shoddy fixes that they say fix things but don't. Hey guys, we fixed the spirit husk bug. No, it's not. This is the second time we've put it in the fixes and it's still not fixed. But hey, it's fixed. Smile. There's a lot of things to be frustrated about in this game, whether that be the devs, the community, the game itself, whatever. There's a lot of things to be upset about. I get it, but like, I think they secretly love this game, and I think it's just they can't handle losing. They can't handle the powerlessness that comes with playing Dead by Daylight. To me, I understand. There's plenty of things that make me feel powerless in DBD. You know, Autohaven and Macmillan, the realms are just spawning more filler tiles than they should right now. It's been bugged for quite a bit. I lost my Xenomorph win streak at 18 today because I went to Azeroth's, which is 176 square tiles, and with that bug, it was hard to deal with, and I did not succeed. I got a tie, and for me, I know some people don't count ties for breaking streaks, but I think they should count, so I restarted my streak. I wasn't a baby about it. I didn't freak out about it. Whatever, right? I could have definitely pitched a fit, and I could have been, and I would be in the right, because like, Xavier probably should have fixed that, but they didn't. But I feel like for a lot of people, it's just a way to cover up the fact that they like the game more than they think, and they just want something. They want a John. You guys play your FGC term, you guys Johns. people just want something to blame the game on, the loss on. If they are not having fun, it has to be someone else's fault, because if it's not someone else's fault, it's my fault, and I can't handle that. So it has to be somebody else's fault. But I will say, making it everybody else's fault is, first of all, just not mature. I made the joke on stream that can you imagine, like let's put, like, say, like you know, 10 years in the future, I have a little brand. I have a little homie. I have a kid. And I send him to soccer practice. I'm like, hey, little brand, if you have a bad game where the other team squashes you, right? Let's say you had a soccer game. You get blown out of the water. You guys didn't even stand a chance. If the other team walks up to you and says, GG, slap their hand and tell them, no, I didn't have a good time. How would that go? It would not go well. I would probably not be invited back to that little team of his. And he'd be sad and he'd be crying because he wanted to play soccer, and I would have ruined his chances to play in the local league. You know why? Because there's fucking real life consequences when you're a fucking dickhead in real life. There's consequences in real life when you decide to be a poor sport and mean and ruin everybody else's time because you just can't emotionally handle yourself. But you don't have that in DBD. You don't have that. So these people just get to throw their little peepo tantrums and cry and bitch and whine and make it everybody else's problem when they should realistically just quit the video game. But like I said, I guess my question to you is like, why? Why is DBD so rampant with people that just don't know how to quit and clock in for DBD like it's a 9-to-5 shift, even though they get nothing out of it? Why? Because I think that in between the giving up epidemic and that, it's like that's what I don't see making DBD last. Just people just doom queuing this game and being absolutely miserable. They're gonna suck the life out of other people that genuinely enjoy the game. I mean, like, that's what I'm doing. I'm making this whole rant, freaking out because I'm like, dude, just fucking quit. I just don't get it, and I'm just mad and I'm frustrated because people don't know how to control themselves and they make it other people's problem. Yeah, hopefully you guys have some sort of idea as to like why people do this. Why do they just like hate game and doom queue? Because I'm drawing blanks besides the obvious reasons. Like I cannot fathom why you would hop on this game and be like, oh, killer sweat bad, oh, killer not try also bad, me just think everything bad but me keep playing. It's like, just quit. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I usually say this, I hope I made your day better, but hopefully I was at least entertaining watching me be frustrated. So I will see you guys in the next video, but if I do not, I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.